time. And here are the things that I have learned to help you with your next move. Number one, label your boxes with a number and make a list. What do I mean? Instead of writing on the box like blankets, sheets, or whatever, number the boxes and then create a list on your computer and your phone. It doesn't matter. You could always print it, but this way you can write on the list everything that's on there. You don't have to write it all over the box or the crate or whatever you're using, because it just makes it easier in the long run, especially in the last minute when you're just throwing things in boxes that have room. You're not gonna remember where you put that cheese and cracker platter if you just stuffed it in the last minute. But if you have that ongoing list, you just have this perpetual list forever. And it has helped me so much because I moved so many times. Some things still stayed in boxes, so I still had that list. It was great. Plus, you don't have to write it all over the sides of the box or the crate. You can just put one on all sides. It saves you time. It's so much easier. Just trust me. Number two, when in doubt, throw it out. Now, I'm not saying things that you bought like maybe in the last 5 years, but when I did my recent move last year, which is 2024, I found things I've had since my first apartment from 1998 that were just sitting in my basement. I said, oh, one day this will come back and I'll use it. That never happens. There are things to hold on to, and there are things to let go. Now, you don't have to throw it away. I sold on eBay, I sold on Facebook, I sold on Poshmark. I sold in a lot of places, and if I didn't sell, I would donate. I donated to veterans. I donated a lot of sheets and blankets to Dog Rescue. Dog Rescue really needs those items. And you can also have a garage sale, and here's a little tip about a garage sale. I only had mine for one day, a Saturday. In hindsight, I wish I did it for 2 days because I had like a lot left over. Like, you just never know which day people are gonna come, but I was so close to moving that I didn't even think about it. But I highly suggest you do it more than one day, even 3 days or maybe 2 weekends in a row. If you have the time, I think you would sell a lot more. Tip number 3, start early. As soon as it's a thought that you might be moving, start going through your Go through it, get rid of stuff, organize yourself, because when you come close to that move, you are gonna be so scrambled, especially when you have to work or if you have kids or whatever. It's so overwhelming, but with each move, I was able to plan better. So with our last house sale, I started in February. I started going through things in my basement, and we didn't put the house up for sale till April. I was going through so much. I found so many things. I'm telling you, especially when you're older, you accumulate so much. I'm never doing that again, please. And don't do that to your children if you have any. They don't want to be cleaning up everything and going through your stuff, so just let it go, let it go. But I couldn't part with my Steve Madden platform boots from 2001 because I just love them and I had a feeling they would come back. And yeah, the 90s, 2000 look is back in, so I'm glad I held on to these. I think this is really the only thing I kept from the 2000s. So some things you can save. Number 4, use shrink wrap as opposed to bubble wrap. We shrink wrapped a lot of stuff that we probably would have had the movers put in like a bubble wrap box or had to find a big box or whatever it was. It came in so handy, and I think we got it at Home Depot and it wasn't expensive, or you can get it on Amazon. But I have become such a big fan of the shrink wrap. Now, if you have the luxury of having your new place before you leave your last place, number 5 is start moving boxes beforehand. What do I mean by that? Don't wait for your movers. I know you pay for them and blah, 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 but it's great if you can get in there a little early and start unpacking some of the everyday essentials. A, it'll help you the day that you move in from getting complete overwhelm. And B, maybe you will save some money and time on your move because it's less for the movers to get together, and you know, it just takes more time to get everything in the truck. On our last move, we were able to do that, and Oh boy, did it help. I didn't feel the pressure of getting everything organized all at once. Now this next tip is if you're doing minor reservations like paint or carpet or whatever. So number 6, make sure everything is right. And what do I mean by that? So here's an example. So we picked out a different paint for each bedroom. So one of the bedrooms, we picked out a color. So we went to Sherwin-Williams, told them what we wanted, got the can, but didn't check it. We had the painters do the bedroom, and me and my husband walked in and were like, this is dark. This is not what it looked like in the paint sample and on the internet. So we realized that they make 2 Wales, did I say Wales blue or Wales gray? No, it was Wales blue, I think. Well, so anyway, the Wales part, one had an apostrophe and one didn't. I mean, who would know that? So check everything. Sometimes there could be miscommunications. These are just things that will save you heartache later. And to be honest, I kind of like the color. I don't hate it. It worked out. But what if it was like a big difference? This is just darker shade. What if it's like a difference of pink and orange? You know what I'm saying? Like you want to do your kid's room like a pink and it's orange. You don't want that. Please cross your T's, dot your I's. Just be ahead of the game. Now the next 2 things, I understand some of you might not be able to afford it or need it, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. So number 7 is use an interior designer. Even if you have to pay for just 1 hour. When we got this place, as you saw in the beginning of this video, it's like the main room. It was configured a little strange. We needed help like with the furniture. We weren't sure how to lay it all out or the sizes. Even with the carpet, she helped us pick out some of the things that we needed, and there were things we didn't even think of that she mentioned. For instance, we wanted to get like plush carpet in our bedrooms. We ordered from Home Depot like the plush carpet and the thin pad. And she said over time, the plush carpet will start to like flatten. She said you're better off getting the thinner carpet and the plusher like bottom part or insulation, whatever it's called. And it has worked out well, except my dog is burrowing in it and pulling the threads, but what can you do? But anyway, like we didn't know that, and we're very happy because it is staying really, really nice aside from that. So there are things that they know, and this is why they make good money, because there's so many things that you don't even think of. And in the end, they might even save you hundreds of dollars. So listen to your designer. Trust them. So number 8 is if you're getting new furniture, wait for sales. So we got this place, I think it was the middle of August, end of August, but I waited till Labor Day to look for outdoor furniture for our little balcony because I said, let me look when there's a sale. And boy, was I so glad. I went to the West Elm and Pottery Barn outlets, and I got outdoor furniture for a steal. They were the floor models, but they were in great condition. And I had something in mind that I couldn't find anywhere on Wayfair, Amazon, whatever. And they happened to magically have this piece with the measurements that fit what I wanted. I wanted like this little couch on one side, but like half a couch, like almost like a big sofa couch thing. And it's like a weird size. They had it. And then while I was there, they had a nice 2-seater set. I think for the couch piece, I paid $50, and it was something like $400 or $500 originally. And then the 2-chair set was about, each chair was like about $100. And that was like an $800 set, probably even more. Nothing wrong with it. It was just a floor model. And I even said, I don't even care if there's a little stain on it. It's going outside. So you have to think of these things, like don't get so crazy about everything being brand new. If you want to get something that's a little used like that, not used, but a floor model, don't be afraid during these times of year, especially I think in January and February, that's a good time for home sales as well. You could find so many things. And number 9 is take care of yourself. Moving is stressful. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially a big move. There's so much to think about, and you really have to hydrate. I know it's hard. You're gonna wanna eat a lot of junk food because of the stress and because of the easiness of it, but try to be semi-healthy. Get a lot of rest as much as you can, because you want to enjoy the experience. You want to enjoy the newness, especially if you're going from an apartment to a house and it's an exciting time in your life. And number 10 is watch my moving playlist so you can see how I documented my last 2 moves. And guess what? I'm moving again. I'm just kidding. Nah, because we're moving our business, not our home. But now I have another move to prepare for after the 2 moves I had this past year. So I'm going to be busy.